The moment your soul was created, it possessed male, female, yin-yang polarity and energy. God's love for you made sure that these two complementary forms of consciousness, the masculine and feminine, would be bound together throughout eternity. Twin souls, twin vibrations, twin rays, or twin flames are what the two halves of one soul have been called. There is only one twin aspect of your soul in the entire universe who vibrates at the same frequency of light that you do. Soon after our souls were created, we left the joy and bliss of the Absolute to enter and experience the physical universe in which we currently find ourselves. Originally, we were one complete soul, one family, one being. There was no separation, just complete joy and unspeakable bliss. However, when we left the Absolute to enter our universe of duality and opposites, all of that changed. The one soul began to separate and divide into smaller and smaller fragments of itself over the ages, in hopes of that eventually we could relate to one another as races, nations, families, or as individuals while in the physical universe of opposites. Relationships were born as the splitting of the one occurred. It is through relationships that we create opportunities to know ourselves, to remember our divine origin, to seek reunion and oneness with one another, and eventually return to our source. The twin relationship plays a very important role in all of this as part of the divine cosmic plan. Our individual souls made one final and very painful decision at the end of the cycle of division, and that was to separate from our twin, the other half of our soul self, when we lost our way on planet Earth and became physical beings. But we did all this for a reason. Separation had to be experienced at all soul levels as a part of the divine plan. This includes twins within the same soul, so that we could initially experience and feel what separation felt like. Then, when the time was right, we would reverse the entire process and experience that ecstatic joy of reunion. Over the ages and throughout many of our lifetimes, the experiences and feelings of separation constantly reminded us of our yearning and craving for completion with our source and with our twin. That inner hunger for wholeness is why we search for romance and relationships, families, etc. That is also why we seek God. We are trying to recreate the same oneness we felt in the beginning. At some magical moment in cosmic time, each of us will reach a point during our personal growth and evolution where separation is no longer the path of choice for us. The signal that would ignite the experience of soul reunion would be our spiritual awakening. It is also during this process we would also remember and realize that we are divine beings of light. Awakening to one true spiritual nature takes us on an inner journey that leads to the opposite of separation, which is reunion. Reunion brings along with it feelings of joy, love, bliss, and ecstasy. It is at this moment the soul begins to crave oneness with its source. Part of this hunger will be satisfied by reunion with our twin. And this is where it is said when the journey home to our source begins in earnest. One's spiritual awakening will eventually inspire one to question and then discard the false beliefs we have about traditional relationships, which are primarily ego-driven and fear-based. One then comes to the realization and the fact that in order to have a lasting, fulfilling, and meaningful partnership, the positive energy of unconditional love will have to replace the negative influence of the ego. Once twins begin to think and feel this way, they are setting the stage for reunion. And once reunited, the twins will still have to work at their relationship to make it a lasting, rewarding one. Twin flame reunions by itself does not guarantee happiness. Again, twin flame reunions by itself does not guarantee happiness. It simply sets the stage for it. The sustenance and glue for the twin flame reunions, balance and longevity, a powerful spiritual awareness, and a strong sense of self into the newfound reunion. The need for balancing the masculine and feminine energies within oneself is another very important step prior to reunion. The masculine half has always retained some of the original feminine half that still holds onto a part of the masculine essence it once was untied with. Since then, we have roamed around in this incomplete, unbalanced state of being, looking for soul completion. We'll continue to experience life after life and relationship after relationship until we decided we've had enough separation from our other half and want something more fulfilling. One must keep in mind that it is very easy to fall in love with the picture of the twin flame concept and be blinded by all that it promises, but that must be brought into proper focus and balance. Over-idealizing and hyper-romanticizing your partner and your relationship to the point where you believe you will live happily ever after, regardless of what the future brings, is another danger. That is not true. Twin flames or twin souls can have varying degrees of ego issues, just as other partners do, depending upon one's level of spiritual development. It is said that over many lifetimes, soulmate relationships prepare us for lasting twin reunions. They are a very important part of the process and should be blessed as such. Soulmate unions most often will last longer and be more rewarding than the electrifying but often stormy twin pairings. Twin soulships is a very highly charged partnership, and the two must be spiritually ready for it to last. When they are, their union will transcend all others. Namaste, my love.